Hey guys, thanks for checking out my channel. My name is Hannah and this is Jar of Fireflies. Here you'll find content all about my life as an Orthodox Jewish homeschooling mother of 3. And today, Shiva ended and I'm going to fill you guys in on everything that's going on. Okay, so I'm going to start this video by kind of what has been going on as far as like traditions around the mourning period, just some new information, things that I learned because, hey, I've never done this before, and kind of go into where we're at now in the mourning period because it does not end just after the 7 days. And then after all of that, I'm going to talk to you about how I am doing personally. Oh my goodness. Whew. Okay, yes, so that's what's happening in this video. I came out here to my garden because it's a beautiful evening and this is my happy place, so we're here. Okay, so like I said, the mourning period, the Shiva period ended this morning. Before that, last night was the last night of the Shiva. So we had services here in the backyard, and then after that we had basically a memorial service for my father-in-law. So several of our rabbis here from many different communities came and spoke. There were speeches probably for an hour and a half. Many people from our community came. I invited a few of my friends to come as well. I just wanted to make sure that I had some ladies here as well to be with me. So we had, the whole backyard filled with chairs, all socially distanced out. Luckily, I've got a pretty big backyard, so that worked out really well. We had some tables set up with food. One of my friends, oh my gosh, she literally was cooking and baking like all night and all day going into this. I cannot thank her enough. She is phenomenal. She made cakes, she made couscous, she made meat, she made barekas, which is like a meat-filled pastry. You can fill them with a lot of different things like cheese and potatoes. These were filled with meat, salads, so many things. She came with just literally boxes of food. So we set those all up on small individual plates. With the whole Corona thing, we didn't want anybody touching, serving dishes and things like that. So we had everything out on individual plates for people to choose from on a big long table. And this food was all to make the brachot, to make the blessings. So we have the tradition that we want people who come to visit us during this time to make a blessing in memory, in honor of my father-in-law, and this will elevate his neshama, his soul, up to heaven. So while this was going on, people were sitting around. My husband was still sitting on the floor. It was basically our last Shiva visiting hours, and that lasted until pretty late. Needless to say, I was quite tired. So once that was over, cleaned up a little bit, my friend stayed and helped me clean the kitchen because she is absolutely amazing, and we went to bed. So this morning, my husband and I woke up pretty early. They had services one more time here in our backyard, and when that was over, the Shiva was officially over. My husband changed clothes, washed his hands, and it was over. He came inside, sat in a regular chair. A little bit later, he took a shower. Thanks to the wonders of technology, we were able to watch the memorial service in Israel, and my husband was able to speak at that also. So that went on for a long time today. So at this point, now that the Shiva period is over, the family can go and visit the grave. It's really hard on my husband that he can't go visit the grave. Obviously, we're still in the United States. We're way too far away to do that. It just isn't in the cards for us right now to be able to fly to Israel. COVID, money, everything. Not happening. Okay, so like I said, the Shiva period is now over. We are still in the mourning period called Shloshim. The Shloshim last for 30 days after the burial. So at this point, we have about 3 weeks left. So a few highlights. My husband can now leave the house. He can now, as I said, bathe, change clothes. He can go back to work. He can greet people with a normal, "Hi, how are you?" That was something else he wasn't allowed to do this past week. Things he still cannot do. He cannot take a leisurely bath. He can't just like sit in the shower for 20 minutes. It has to be kind of more of a quick in and out. He can't get new clothes. He cannot go to parties or weddings. Now he can go to a wedding basically to drop in real quick before the meal and the music and all that stuff and just say like, "Hello, Mazal Tov, congratulations," and then go back home. But in general, no parties and celebrations. He also cannot get a haircut or shave. So he's gonna be looking like a mountain man here pretty soon. Okay, wow, it's getting dark. Okay, so where I'm at right now, I'm exhausted. I am completely and totally, utterly exhausted. I have been on the verge of tears almost the entire day. I spent about a good 30 minutes crying at one point this afternoon, just crying. It's like I spent the last week taking care of every need my husband had, making sure that he was eating, making sure that he was drinking, making sure that he was outside when he needed to be outside, that he was inside when he needed to be inside, that the gate was unlocked, that the sign was on the front door, that there were masks available for people who didn't have, that was making sure that people had the food for the blessing. Just everything. I was doing everything. On top of all of the normal things that I do, which is making sure that my 3 children are still alive and fed and bathed and happy and things like that. Yeah, in addition to explaining death to my children and things like that. It is emotionally exhausting to watch my husband go through such sadness. It is emotionally exhausting to know how badly he wants to be with his family and he can't. It's emotionally exhausting to know that my extended family in Israel is so sad and I cannot be there with them. It's so hard for me to think of my mother-in-law not having her husband. That is a grief that I cannot allow myself to consider because I'll break down. I have not been sleeping well. I've been dealing with diabetes every night. Normally my husband deals with diabetes at night, so I've been dealing with that for our son instead. So I'm waking up a lot to deal with that, as well as dealing with it all day long. I'm stressed out. I'm worried about everybody. That contributes to my not sleeping. I generally don't sleep very much or very well, so there's that also. So this is just, even less sleep. I haven't been running, and that was really, really good for me. That was like self-care at its finest, that I could go running, and I have not been able to go running. I thought that I might still be able to squeeze it in here and there. I have not. My husband has been grieving too much. I needed to be here to take care of everything. Couldn't ask him to take care of everything while I just went off running for 2 hours. So yeah, that I haven't run. And now I don't know how the half marathon's gonna work out. So like that's on my mind because I was really excited about that. And it's just like a silly little thing. And then I start to feel selfish about myself. And then that gets to me. Because on the one hand, like, yes, I'm allowed to be selfish. On the other hand, like that is such a silly thing, but it's also my thing. And I felt like this whole last week, I wasn't able to grieve. I love my father-in-law. I love my family on my husband's side. And I feel like this past week, because I had to be so on everything else, that I wasn't able to grieve his loss. And so I feel like that grief is all starting to catch back up with me. So I'm dealing with that on top of everything else. And we're moving in a couple of days, and everything, just life, everything. It got really dark really fast, but I'm so glad I came outside. It's still a really pretty night. So that's where I'm at. I'm tired, I'm sad, I'm exhausted. Like my soul is tired right now. I'm pretty sure my soul was tired before this even started because I'm a mom. But that's where we're at. That's what's going on here. Bugs are starting to fly near my camera now. So I'm gonna go inside and I'll go and close the video here. It's probably a shorter video than usual, but I just kind of wanted to come on and say all these things to you guys. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. So thank you all so very much for being here. Again, all of your comments mean the absolute world to me. I just feel the biggest virtual hugs from all of you. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart because it does comfort me so much. And it does mean so much to me, so thank you. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, if it's the kind of content that you guys enjoy hearing about my personal life and about Judaism. Be sure to hit that thumbs up. I just said that. See, I told you, my brain is not even here these days. It's like gone. I need more caffeine or not. Where was I? Yes. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already so you don't miss any of my future videos. I would appreciate it. I love having you guys here, and drop me a comment down below. Let's get the conversation going. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in my next upload. Hopefully by then we'll be back to normal, regular, vloggy fun. So, all right. Thanks you guys. As always, have a great day.